The Silver Sea Cruise Line bills itself as ultra-exclusive. Small ships, personalized service, and an intimate, luxurious setting. A high-end experience that comes with a very high-end price. On average, the company says, a little more than $5,000 per week per passenger. The all-inclusive tab comes with endless free drinks, sophisticated entertainment, and a culinary experience the cruise line calls world-class.
Every Silver Sea voyage is a feast for the senses.
But passengers didn't know that feast might include this. Look at these. Pictures taken by crew members showing meat stored in crew cabin sinks, pots and pans in crew hallways, wrapped food stashed everywhere except in the galleys where it belonged. Why? It's all spelled out in this damning report from U.S. health inspectors from the Centers for Disease Control. It writes an organized effort was made to physically remove over 15 full trolleys of food, including milk, raw meats, pasteurized eggs, cheeses of all types, all hidden in individual cabins shared by 2 or 3 galley crew members in order to avoid inspection. The surprise inspection took place after the CDC was tipped off. Adriano Colonna, an Italian pastry chef, says he had a 40-day contract on board the Silver Shadow and says night after night he and others were ordered to hide food in his cabin in case of an inspection. It was so bad, this chef wouldn't eat the food served to passengers.
Absolutely, sir. That's why I didn't even eat. I used to make a little pizza for myself on a daily basis, and that was all. Because if you think about it, you know, that you gotta eat an omelet with the eggs that have been on a temperature high on almost 70 degrees. That will make everybody sick.
And you personally had to sleep with some of this food in your very cabin quarters.
Yes, sir. With 3 crew cabin members.
So it was you, 2 other crew cabin members, and a trolley full of salami.
And 2 trolleys full of blue cheese.
And blue cheese.
Yes.
The CDC finally figured out what was happening when a crew member sent these photos to federal health inspectors and maritime attorney Jim Walker. Walker, whose law firm represents cruise ship employees in wrongful termination and injury cases, says he's been told what you're seeing here is a common game.
That's right. There's typically a scramble that takes place. This is what we learned from the crew members.
What is different this time is the CDC was tipped off and on June 17th staged a surprise inspection as the Silver Shadow docked in Skagway, Alaska. The federal health inspection shows a dismal grade of 82.
So I believe they were caught essentially playing a game. The CDC was alerted by crew members who were concerned about the hygiene on the ship, and they went in and verified their complaints.
Silver Seas, the cruise company based here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, wouldn't give CNN any interview on this topic, but did send a statement saying it's deeply disappointed by this specific and only unsatisfactory score. The company cited its long track record with the CDC of good scores, some above 90%, some as high as 100%, and said in this case, it's taking action to fix the problems. They called it an anomaly, basically. This ship scores 97 to 100.
Do we really think that this was the one time where they played hide and seek and they ran everything out in trolleys from the galley, and we just happened to catch them one time?
According to the CDC report, inspectors poured chlorine liquid over all the discarded food on board the Silver Shadow to prevent any of it from being reused. It may surprise you that that is all the federal health inspectors could do. No fines. The ship was not shut down. Instead, the cruise line filed a record of the corrective actions taken to fix the problems. Among them, the cruise line reminded its crew that hiding raw meat, cheese, and eggs in non-refrigerated crew cabins was not allowed.
And Drew's joining us now, so that's it. They just told the crew not to do it again. Who gave the order? Who was responsible for all of this? Who was fired, Drew?
You know, those are really good questions, Wolf. We were surprised to learn they come with no answers. The CDC relatively powerless in all this. As we reported, there's no fine. Cruise line wouldn't tell us who gave the orders, who, if anyone, was fired. They merely said, we're not going to do it again, and we're allowed to keep sailing.